Alright everyone, welcome back. I am your host, the Ice Dragon, Rayron. We are coming to you with another manga spotlight video. We've got the Crazy Food Truck Volume 1. It is by Viz Media. Viz signature rated M for mature. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. Alright, so Gordon is a gruff, middle-aged cook raising a food truck in a sand-covered wasteland when he encounters Arissa, a naked girl sleeping in the middle of nowhere. He takes on his unintended traveling companion and her unexpected appetite. Too bad she has an unexpected baggage, an armed militia hot on her tail. Fasten your seatbelts for a post-apocalyptic cooking and violent mayhem on his crazy food truck road trip. It's also $12.99 retail in the US. So with that, what do I think about this manga? Spoiler free. Overall, I absolutely love this story. Taking a food truck and putting into a story like this in this post-apocalyptic world, definitely a unique story, and I really, really enjoyed it. One thing I've been noticing about these manga stories is that putting into an M rating allows creators and storytellers and the writers and illustrators to do so much more. The creativity is definitely limited, and I really do respect those that who venture into the M rating, and I find myself in more favor of those type of content and story. And I really recommend you pick this up if you like Mad Max, if you like the twisted metal scenes. I mean, it is just really cool how they're able to incorporate all the storylines into this post-apocalyptic world. I have myself laughing throughout this entire volume. So with that, if you don't want to get spoiled, feel free to watch this video at a later time. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right into it. We got our main characters. We've got Gordon here, and then we've got Arissa. Now, the volume starts off by we've got Gordon, who's basically trying to live off a food truck life, trying to sell all his food to the local areas that he goes to. Unfortunately, most of these are desert, and he struggles to try to sell his food. He tries to sell a BLT sandwich, and I gotta give props to the illustrator, but the food illustrations in this is definitely on par to those to like Food Wars and so forth. Really, really nice. And I'm a cat barista if you haven't seen those illustrations. So definitely on par, well drawn out. And he tries to sell his food. And so one day he's just traveling traveling down a road, and he swerves to miss a body bag, and come to find out the person in that body bag was this individual person right here. Her name is Arissa, and her backstory right now is that we don't know it right now. We think she's either some sort of secret weapon in the military, or she's um, I'm trying to think of the word now. I can't think of it. An enemy of the military. And so we come to find out that she definitely likes to eat a lot. Gordon basically rescues Arissa and takes her in as a companion, and she basically eats everything in the truck. And as a result, they gotta get some more supplies. But as they're driving down now with Gordon and Arissa, the military also wants her back. And so the food truck is basically chased down by the quote unquote military. Again, we don't know too much of the backstory. All we know is it's kind of a post apocalyptic world with all the deserts and everything. And the military stops the food truck, and Gordon is basically interrogated, saying, "Do you know where this person is?" Which is basically Arissa, and he basically denies, "Oh, I haven't seen her. You don't need to search my truck or anything." And then Arissa's basically on top of the food truck and ambushes our military members out here that have stopped the food truck, and then they're basically on the run now. And just when you think the military is going to capture Gordon with the food truck, something interesting happens that you wouldn't necessarily expect. And this is where I kind of get the twisted metal vibes. So, out of nowhere, on top of the food truck, we get this cannon that comes out, which is this Vesemir 54.6 caliber 85 millimeter gun. In the last World War, a homing missile from this gun destroyed a military command center in a single shot, believed to have all since been destroyed by the military. Long and behold, it's on top of his food truck. And again, you can kind of just see the craziness of this. And I was just laughing my ass off. And this gives a little bit more backstory that Gordon is just not selling food. He's got some other tricks up his sleeve, which I think we can guess that he's probably part of the military before. Um, and probably one of the more epic panels of this volume is this right here. You get the cannon destroying the Humvees that the military was chasing them with. Such an epic panel. And I love how the front here it says fire. It's just the little details of illustration I really, really respect when it comes to this manga. It's really cool. So with that, they're able to get away, and yet we are also introduced to our main kind of antagonist, Major Kyle, who's basically looking over the wreckage of the Humvees and trying to figure out, okay, who's responsible for this? And then we continue on with Gordon and Arissa. Now, since Arissa basically ate all of the supplies in the food truck, they have to go out and scavenge and try to farm for materials. And so they go out to this particular once former ocean. It's basically a sand dune now. And what's interesting about this is that in the second chapter of this, we get a lot of world building. And Gordon basically tells Arissa that, this world, the environment, Mother Nature, they've all found ways to adapt. And so you get basically the scene here of the flying fish in the sand dunes. They are fishing for these large squid creatures to able to get food and farm off of them and potentially sell them. And during this time, Arissa was able to capture a huge squid that they're able to farm and create meat out of it and make burgers out of it. And so they were able to restock their supply a little bit. And so they continue off and head to another city. They go to Blue Lake City. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to this manga. Is like, it's very cleverly done that we're slowly getting bits of the world. We get Gordon talking to Arissa, who Arissa, again, doesn't seem like a normal human. That's why I'm kind of more leaning that she was probably a secret experiment that the military was working on, but then the project, aka her, escaped the military. And so she's wanted. The military wants her secret weapon back, essentially. And so we get this interesting picture here of the world, essentially. You get to see what the city looks like. It's all sand infested. Buildings are kind of run down a little bit. And there's no form of law or lawless, pretty much. And it's pretty cool that we get to see an introduction to this particular world. And so come to find out, the local citizens were taken over by the ex-military members, kind of a martial law type of thing. But it's not really the military, it's ex-military members that were kicked out. And you get to find out that the leaders were basically making their profits off of beer. It was a brewery that the city was famous for. And Gordon definitely wants a piece of that. And so Gordon and Arissa basically march into the main kind of headquarters where these guys are staying at, and they're able to essentially free the people of the ex-military quite epically. And then we get kind of our first look that there's more to Gordon than meets the eye, that he's got a lot of hand-to-hand combat, he knows how to deal with a firearm, and so it leads to a lot of suspicion that it sounds like he's also ex-military as well. You've also got, the cannon that came out of the fruit truck, so a lot of hints that is leading in that direction. And so they were able to free the citizens and be able to give the city back to them. And one of the ex-military was then interrogated by Major Kyle, and come to find out that Arissa was with Gordon, and the Major Kyle hints that, oh, I recognize this person. So it seems like there is a history between these two characters, which we will see in a minute. But anyways, Gordon and Arissa go out. They see this. I kid you not. It is. Let me see if I can try to find it here. It is a puffer cow, which again, you talk about the uniqueness of this city and how Gordon explains that the environment adapts and animals adapt. That is a puffer cow, which I never thought I'd see the day that you'll see a cow basically hybrided with a koi fish. And so Arissa tries to, um, she's really hungry. She wants to kill it, but then it kind of blows up, and come to find out, it's poisonous. But again, I love the illustration. It's done really well. I love the uniqueness of this world. I love how they're really building up this theme of, yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic, but then not only do humans have to adapt to that, but the local environment also has to adapt to that as well, which is pretty cool. Something I've never seen any other stories try to implicate. But yeah. Anyways, they're able to take this puffer cow and take it to a local, or puffer cow, and take it to this local marketplace, where they then go into a noodle shop where they try to eat some noodles, and come to find out our antagonist, Major Kyle, has beat them to the punch a little bit and kind of trapped them. And then they share kind of the backstory, saying that, oh, General Gordon, how it's been so long. And then Gordon says, like, oh, it's been a while, Lieutenant Kyle. And it's been a while because now he's obviously a Major Kyle. And Gordon gives him a lot of slack, saying that, man, the military must be desperate if they're promoting you to Major at this point. And, I'm paraphrasing, but it's kind of funny, kind of shots. These two definitely have a backstory. They knew each other. And I can't wait to explore that a little bit more. I can't wait for them to expand upon that. And so Kyle is saying that, I want Arissa back. I don't want to take you and I want to kill you. And then Gordon has the same mutual feelings. And then Arissa and Gordon basically kick the ass of Kyle's henchmen that are around him. And then they essentially escape. And that pretty much ends Volume 1. So overall, I love this manga. It is definitely different. It brings a new twist to the post-apocalyptic world. Being able to see how these two characters interact, how Gordon is basically teaching us through Arissa what's going on with this particular world, and how, especially the interaction that they had about the environment, how it changes during a post-apocalyptic period. And there's some hints that something major did happen, like the gun, that little gun that I showed you guys, pretty much set after the post World War. So it seems like maybe there was some nuclear events going on, and they're basically trying to survive. So it's got that Mad Max feeling. It's got I feel like a little bit of Twisted Metal with the vehicle that they're riding in. It's pretty darn cool. So yeah, if you're a fan of those type of genres, I highly recommend this manga. It's truly unique, and I can't wait to see more. So with it, guys, that's really all I got. If you've got any manga suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Support all my work at rayronvr.com. Thanks for watching. Wing hugs to you, and I'll see you on the next video.